Streetwise. That's the relevant badge on the back of this car. This is a Streetwise. This is a Streetwise in ignition blue, which is a rare colour for this car. It's a rare colour of a reasonably rare car. I reckon a few years from now, these are going to be going up in value by quite a lot. 2004 was the year of the Streetwise, nearly 20 years ago now, and guess what? Everybody copied it, didn't they? We all thought this was a stupid idea until now. Anyway, it's important I don't get carried away, ended up doing some sort of review on this car, because that's not what this video is all about. In actual fact, this is a video of no nonsense. No nonsense at all. It's a sales pitch, a no-nonsense sales pitch. That is where, if you're not familiar with this kind of thing, I do a sales pitch on a car that I want to sell to you or to somebody else. But I don't gloss over the bad bits. I show you the bad bits and tell you about them so you know what you're getting. You'll just have to tolerate the wind noise going on here at the moment because it's a windy day, and that's also not relevant. But look, this car is what I would say good condition. It is in good condition, and it's better than it was the other day. The other day it had a scratch there and a scratch there. I've got rid of them, but I do need to buff over that to make it a bit better. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. This wing has had a repair on it, and now it looks better because I've smoothed the paint over. Look at that, much nicer than it was the other day. This wing has also had a repair on it, but I haven't smoothed it over, so there are a couple of rough bits still. I may well have done that by the time somebody comes and has a look at it. This car has almost a full MOT. It is mechanically sound. I don't have any proof of this, but apparently the head gasket was done not so long back. And I was told this by the chap whom I acquired it from, who said that he knew the mechanic who did it, and he recognised the car. Head gasket issue always comes up in conversation when it comes to a Rover K series. The assumption is either it's been fixed or it's about to go wrong, but in actual fact, it's not. You know, they don't always go wrong. They're nowhere near as bad as what some people make them out to be. So in actual fact, I wouldn't really even be that worried about it. In fact, I wouldn't be worried about it at all. For a 19-year-old car, it ain't half bad actually. You know, there's no significant damage anywhere. Couple of tiny scratches, and that really is about it. It's not rusty. Underneath there's a couple of flaky bits, but you always get that underneath the car. It could, you could say, benefit from a proper scrub down underneath, and then another nice big coating of underseal. The Streetwise, in case you're unfamiliar with this, has the plastic bumpers and the wheel arches and the big rubbing strip and the bit on the bottom there, and all these other kind of things like that to make it a little bit more sturdy. Yes, it's all about looking sturdy and purposeful, and you know, I mean, it's all a lot of nonsense, we know that. Not forgetting that the Streetwise does have a wider track and a slightly higher ride height, but it just happens to have been one of those things that caught on fashion wise. And it also has these rather sleek roof rails. They're good enough to carry a bike on, I know that. Inside this particular Streetwise we will find just a couple of neglectful moments, such as that bit missing off of there. Actually, I do have one of these knocking about spare, such as that bit missing off of there. The headlining is a bit saggy at the back. It's okay at the front though. The dashboard and the interior switch is all typical of the Streetwise, where some of the bits work and some of them don't quite. It does need a new resistor pack. The resistor pack just means that it doesn't blow on all 4 speeds, just on 3 and 4. So it's either off or blowing quite a lot of air in your face. And the clock doesn't actually illuminate, but the majority of the vents are good, which is unusual. The leather steering wheel is in good condition. The car starts with ease and has 103,711 miles. Not a high mileage. Many people will be looking for cars that have got 40, 50,000 miles and will pay a premium for that. Well, fair enough, but in actual fact, over 100,000 miles is perfectly good. We shouldn't be afraid of cars with an excess of 100,000 miles. This will do double that if looked after, and I don't want to sell it to you unless you are going to look after it, to the extent where the mileage almost becomes completely irrelevant. This car has every chance of outliving cars that are made today, just by being in the right hands. We can hear the engine is smooth without any unwanted noises. In the back we have the much sought after 4-seat version rather than 5. How cool does that look? I mean, obviously it's a bit it's made for people who only have 2 friends and a partner. I don't know why they've done it, but it does look kind of cool. If a bit empty there. Should have had something there, you know, like a fridge. They could have had a fridge there, or at least somewhere to stand your pet giraffe. The seats are, as you can see, half leather with only just a bit of bolster wear. That's unfortunate, but there's nothing I can do about it. And then we open up the bonnet and we find the important bits, the gubbings, the lump that propels the car forwards or backwards, depending on which way you want to go, and it is fine. Oil clean, coolant clean, correct colour, battery secure, slightly dirty bits around everywhere, which is to be expected, and the tiniest of seep from the rocker cover. You know, they say a Land Rover that doesn't have an oil leak doesn't have any oil. Well, it's a bit the same with the K-Series. If it's not leaking from the rocker cover gasket, then it's obviously just had the rocker cover gasket replaced, because they are just a little bit prone to leaking out the top. Dear fearmongers, do not get the rocker cover confused with the head gasket. They are entirely different things. Let me show you. The head gasket sits below the exhaust manifold, which is there, so it's right down there. The rocker cover is just this bit here, just the very top of the engine where they can leak a bit. We do have a slightly unusual arrangement with the keys. You see, that's the original fob. That operates the boot, you see. Yeah, but this one here operates the doors, which is strange, and I don't know why that is, but it's worthwhile pointing out. Inside the boot we find that it is dry, which is a good thing, a very good thing indeed. Oh, nearly trapped my hand in that then. Exhaust is good, the wheels are good, and the wheels not only are good, they have loads of tread on them. Look at that, that's what you call loads of tread. What about the other one? Has that got loads of tread? It has loads of tread. And finally, the last one, loads of tread. Somebody has taken pretty good care of this car at some point in the past. It was my plan to try and make this really nice, you know, to troll the bumpers, to buff up the paint much more. But I thought, no, why not just offer it up for sale as it is now, because it's a perfectly good working car that really doesn't want for a great deal. I mean, what does it want? It doesn't want anything that it really needs, it just wants things. The important bit is that this car starts, drives, stops and turns without any kind of issue, and that is what you need from a car. If you're a fan of dazzling oncoming traffic because it's raining and you don't need your fog lamps on, you'll love this. This car has air conditioning too. Its price is going to be £1,100, unless you want it for less. If you want it for less, just ask, and depending on who you are and how much less you're actually considering, maybe I will consider it. Part exchange, of course. Part exchanges only apply to cars that I'm interested in. I'm not interested in motorbikes or speedboats or cans of Prime or buckets of Wasps or subscriptions to Amazon. No, it is part exchange for a suitable car or money. That's what I would like to exchange this car for. I would like to exchange this car for money. Thank you. See the advert below. next? How about oh yeah, dissonance.